Hi everyone, I'm Sharan Dhaliwal from Roti. A lot of friends, a lot of people I know want to know how I do my eyebrows, and I guess I get it. My eyebrows are amazing, but they weren't. They weren't originally like when I take this off, they're not amazing. And there's a story behind that, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that can share this with me as well. That kind of it might resonate with, or they may be able to understand. So when I was younger, I had big eyebrows, and they were embarrassing because people made me feel embarrassed about it. So, I got called caterpillar eyebrows, I got called hairy, and I was because having facial hair, having eyebrows means you have facial hair. You don't just have eyebrows. A lot of people that have facial hair have light facial hair, so it's hidden. So I remove the hair on my face now, but when I was younger and I didn't have access to anything like laser removal or being allowed to thread or wax or anything like that, I just walked around with a moustache and caterpillar eyebrows. So yeah, it was difficult. It was actually really, really difficult. It was one of the main things I was bullied about. As well as my nose, which was a lot bigger than this when I was younger, before my nose job. I started to overpluck my eyebrows. A lot of people will know the story because they've done it themselves. So there were a huge generation of women and a huge generation of Asian women as well that overpluck their eyebrows so extensively that they won't grow back now. My eyebrows aren't coming back. This is and it was because we were bullied and we wanted those really thin eyebrows so people wouldn't look at us and be like, oh, you're hairy, obviously. I overplucked my eyebrows. I got rid of as much facial hair as possible. And then suddenly I got older and big eyebrows were in fashion. Thanks, guys. And I'd overpluck my eyebrows so much that they wouldn't grow back. So, right? What the fuck? I started to, and I guess this happened to a lot of women as well, you start to equate your beauty to what's kind of shown to you, what's showcased to you in the media and what you can see around you. And all I could really see around me are people embracing trends and enjoying fashion and enjoying beauty, because those are great things, you're not meant to dislike all of that. But it's also not meant to make life that difficult for you. And it did. It made life really difficult for me, I think, for a really long time. I didn't feel like I was fashionable. I didn't think I had any kind of beauty that I could showcase. I didn't think I could get involved in the world of beauty because I wasn't beautiful, and it was because everything that was shown to me was the complete opposite of me, completely hairless, blonde, white, blue eyes, long legs. So I guess what ended up happening is things like beauty standards started to affect my life a lot. Being a young teenage girl of immigrant parents that smelled of curry and had to go to, and we lived really close to our school as well, right? So whenever we were going to places like weddings, I'd be standing outside my house and a salvad gourmets, and people would walk past and just be like, oh my god, which I'm wearing. My school was really Indian. It was predominantly Indian. It was very South Asian. But despite that, there was so much self-hatred that me coming in with big caterpillar eyebrows and having a moustache, or I don't know, just smelling of subji or something like that, it was a reason for kids to bully you. And I get it, kids are fucking dickheads. I get that, right? I was a dickhead too in many ways, but I think when it's within your own cultural sphere where you hope that you feel safe and understood, and it's not, I think that can be a bit of a stinger, that can really affect you as a person. And then because you start thinking, where do I fit in then? If I don't fit in here, where do I fit in? And that is that's a fucking question, right? So if I'm in this Asian community in this school in Hounslow, and these people are taking the piss out of me for beauty standards that we can't adhere to, then where do I belong? So I suffered a lot. I had a few body disorders. I suffered from mental health issues. I ended up getting a nose job. I found myself adhering to that beauty standard. But like now facial hair is fashionable suddenly. And all those memories come flooding back of everyone treating you like shit because of your facial hair. Like, how does that now feel? So now, you know, you go through this process of, okay, I overplucked my eyebrows. It made me feel like shit. And now I'm drawing on my eyebrows to, again, adhere to something that I'm not sure I should or want to adhere to. I just wanted to discuss about what like my actual feelings are about eyebrows and facial hair and how they stand now and how that makes me feel as a person that was bullied for having a moustache and caterpillar eyebrows to now drawing on fake hair on my face. If you told me when I was 16 that I would draw on fake hair on my face, I would literally just be like, who the fuck are you? Get away from me, I'm calling the police. So anyway, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to say that. I don't know how important it is to talk about. I guess it has some kind of relevance. So, you know, eyebrows are great and stuff, but like, is it worth it? No, I'm not gonna end on that. Well, this is not ending, actually. So I've actually filmed doing my eyebrows already and then did the intro. So, so I'm now going to show you how I do my eyebrows for those who've asked. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight into it. As you can see, my eyebrows aren't filled in at all. Yeah, so what I use when I fill in my eyebrows is just any eyeliner pencil, just anyone. A really shitty brush, which is like, I shouldn't be using this brush to be honest, it's really bad. One of these little things, I don't know what they're called, the brushy things. And then I use this brush with a little bit of foundation to like outline. And so like, let me just show you, basically. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw the lines. So what I do is I just draw the shape first before I fill anything in. And I use, okay, I'm gonna do this a lot by the way. I make mistakes every 5 seconds and then I just use my fingers just to correct it. And just rub it in and then eventually I'll have to just sort out my foundation around it. So I just draw lines basically, how I want the shape to look, how far I want it to go on the ends. So that's the bottom line that I want. And then I do the top line. Wow, this is really not easy when you're filming it. And then I fill in the middle. And you can see there already the line doesn't make sense, so I'm just going to use my finger and just like get rid of that. And then fill in bits. It's like trial and error. You just fill it in so that it kind of like looks like the shape that you want. I mean, what the fuck is that? What am I doing? This is why I'm always late to places. Okay, so that's the outline. You can see it already taking shape there. Now what I do is I get this shitty brush. So what I do is I kind of just like pinch it so it isn't so all over the place, so it isn't so frayed. This isn't the best way of doing eyebrows, by the way. I'm pretty sure I said that earlier. This isn't the best way of doing it. But it's the only way I know how. So, and on like no money, it's just this, you know. So, okay, and then I just use this at the beginning parts where I have little to no hairs, and just start blending in the eyeliner. And then I just fill it in with the rest. You can see that mistake still there. I'm just going to leave it, fuck it. So you can see it's starting to resemble an eyebrow. So you see the difference between this one and that one. So there's a lot more colour here, a lot more depth, so it looks like it's a lot longer. Oh. Like, this is literally me getting ready. This is what it's like. This is why it takes so long. So I use my foundation, but I use a lid. So I use that little part that's in the lid. Use this shitty little brush. Pinch it again to try and make it a bit better, but it's not that great, right? Actually, this is going to be used to like outline my eyebrows, so it kind of gives it more definition and shape. I dip it in to the foundation, so I get a little bit of, just a little bit of it on my brush. So I go underneath, and the point is to have a straight line. I can't see. I think that looks okay. So then I paint in a line. And it gives it like a border. It gives it like a structure. That's still the part that I fucked up earlier. And I don't know if you can see it better. At the moment it looks like just like a block of colour and then a big mess up over there, which we're ignoring. So I use this little brushy thing, which, oh my God, needs a clean so badly. This little brushy thing, and just... I do it at the front part because that's fine for me to lose colour at, because I want it to go like light to dark, basically. I don't want it to be one big dark eyebrow, even though a lot of the time it turns out like that because I'm really bad at this. And that way the few hairs that you do have left over start standing up. See? Is there another way to do it? Maybe, possibly. It's probably a better way of doing it, who knows? I mean, there is better ways of doing it, but, you know, this is the way I do it, so. Let me do the last eyebrow. And there we go. There are some eyebrows drawn on. Well done, Sharon. And that's how I do my eyebrows. Anyway, thank you.